Junk Station going to be the map. Nice, even map. Good for defense. Good for proxy oracles.
Yep, a lot of proxy locations. We're going to have to see what exactly these two players do as we jump into set number 2. Of course, this is the Neighbor Star League. Deer versus MyuNSiK in the winners match. Let's get into it. Down here in the bottom right, in the red, the Protoss player from Samsung Galaxy Con. He's currently up 1-0. It is Deer.
And the player in the top left, playing for Prime, it is MyuNSiK. Down a game in the winners. Has to win 2 in a row now if he wants to make it out of this group easy peasy. Or he'll be sent straight to hell to fight it out in the pit.
Yeah. PvP, a very interesting map. I wonder from this position, Deer is up 1-0. You have, it sounds funny to say, but you do have a loss to take if you want it. Like, to go for a bit of a more risky build that, you know, like maybe you go for proxy Oracle. And if it gets scouted, like you're definitely very behind. But if it doesn't get scouted, that does a ton of damage. If you rush that out, maybe you go for a kind of risky build on this map. Maybe you just play it safe. Maybe you feel like you're the better player and that you could just beat MyuNSiK straight up. What would you do in this position, Moonglade?
If I was Deer?
Yeah.
I'd play straight up. I'd play straight up if I was Deer. You know, I'd probably go Link Stalker perhaps on this map. You know, go into a bit of a later third base. I mean, the way, I guess the way that Zest has been playing lately, just you know, against Creator, you go for like Blink Stalker into a Robo, kind of have every sort of avenue covered in case it's going to be DTU or Oracle or whatever, and then just go into a macro game from there and be the better player that you know you are.
Yeah. Definitely like in that build out of Zest, it just was kind of unfortunate that he would transition into Proxy Storm both games. That didn't really do much damage.
It can do some damage.
Would have just liked to see Zest play straight up in those matches, though, against Creator. But Creator also a very strong PvP player. Also taken out SOS recently.
Yeah, he has been playing very well for himself.
So, more gas here for Deer. Looks like MyuNSiK did take both gases, but maybe just 2 in each gas for a long time. There's that second gate. And finally puts 2 more probes in the gas.
I wonder if he'll use the second gate this time or simply use it as another mind game once he sees this probe come and scout.
Well, this map has a bit of a longer rush distance.
That is true. One thing to consider, no doubt.
Yeah. Mothership Core coming out now for Deer, as well as a bit later for MyuNSiK. So that scout once again going to see everything, and immediately a Twilight Council dropped by Deer. What do we see out of MyuNSiK? Does he actually use the second gate this time? No. Well, I mean, he can still use it, of course, but he will go into Twilight Council. Probably going to be Blink into 3 gate. Would have to guess. Whereas Deer may do very similar variant of the build. Maybe just add the 2 gates a little bit later. Of course, there still is the option for Dark Templar.
There's always the option for Dark Templar, that's right. But I feel like, I mean, you usually see if it's going to be DT, it'd be somewhere on the map as well. And generally, you'll see that be a little bit more of a proxy, because it is kind of easy to scout this map, especially around the main base with the Mothership, as we are seeing specifically from MyuNSiK, and a simple Stalker from Deer running into the base. He sees that 2 Stalkers were being made from those gateways and gets out alive.
Might tip him off a bit, and look at this.
This could be a problem for Deer.
That Mothership Core going immediately for the probes. Already 2 of them going down.
Wow.
They're just focusing down probes here, not even worrying about that Stalker. 4 probes go down.
It's actually a lot of damage. And
looks like he's going to have to recall. Oh, no. No, he survives.
He survives for now. It's really nice. He ended up losing that Stalker, though. But I think it was probably worth 4 probes.
Yeah. Look at this. Both players doing a very similar build, like we were saying. Very safe. The quicker blink for Deer off of 1 gate, whereas MyuNSiK had more stalkers. Now they're at the same at 3. Another probe going down for Deer. So now 25 to 22 in MyuNSiK's favor.
Oh, we almost saw that mothership core go down from MyuNSiK on the main base of Deer, as we do see Deer's pylon go down.
Stalkers now moving out on the map. Not ready. Just waiting on the defense. Both players about to have blink here. Deer's is about 4 seconds ahead. But it doesn't look like it's going to come into play here. MyuNSiK's just going to drop down a Nexus, whereas Deer, just for now, has made an observer and is sending that across the map. And is just making more stalkers.
Yeah, he's not committing to anything yet. No Nexus yet. Is he going to save one, or is he simply going to be warping in? We do see a probe go down now.
Immortal coming here for MyuNSiK, so he should be quite fine. 6 stalkers, a sentry, even the mothership core in the mix, as well as an Immortal here against 9 stalkers. Those 3 stalkers shouldn't make too much of a difference, whereas that Nexus going to come down here faster for MyuNSiK. Considerably
faster as well. I mean, it only just got down. It only just started for Deer, and it's 80% done at this point for MyuNSiK, so he's going to get a nice economic lead from this. His composition's going to be better for now. Ooh, a nice blink into the main base, though, with 4 stalkers. That's enough to one-shot probes. We do see a counter blink.
It's going to lose 1 stalker here and blink out. So 2 probes for 1 stalker.
Not worth.
And the Nexus later. Although he has been making probes a little bit more consistently than MyuNSiK, so he does go ahead for now. But with the double Nexus, MyuNSiK, of course, going to go ahead and break free, get more probes.
Now seeing 4 stalkers rotate to kind of like the back of the main base, maybe looking for another sort of way in. We did see this actually a lot from Zest as well, throwing away a lot of blink stalkers to try and get probe kills. Can be a big mistake, can trigger some counterattacks if he's not careful. And we already see MyuNSiK in position as well.
Yeah, even having an observer over there as well, just scouting out to see if the observer of Deer is in position, so you can snipe that and not allow the blink in the first place. Forge coming down slightly faster from MyuNSiK. Both players going for +1.
And it looks like Deer is posturing, but it seems like he just can't find a way in, or he's not confident enough. Maybe waiting for MyuNSiK to kind of make his move before he tries to blink in and do some damage. It's probably the smart idea. Yeah, now Deer knows for sure with that hallucination where everything is waiting. Like, yeah, I'm pretty lucky I didn't try that. We are seeing that robotics bay go down for Deer, so he is going to go into this Colossi production just a little bit earlier.
Whereas a couple of gates, 3 gates even, coming down for MyuNSiK. May want to transition straight into Archons, possibly.
Maybe.
Get charge.
He is adding a lot of gateways. He's really posturing up for something. He's still adding Immortals as well.
Could just go for a heavy gateway attack on 2 base. Okay, there's the Templar Archives.
And now we really need to see Deer throw in a hallucination, and he'd know exactly what he's up against. He would know, okay, I have to defend, and I have to defend hard because he is going to be going completely all in with this. Charge Lot, Archon, Immortal is the name of the game for MyuNSiK at this point. But Deer still unknowingly looks like he is going for a 3rd base momentarily. Really could come back to bite him.
Ooh. Grabs 1 probe here, and a Nexus Cannon comes down. The Stalkers are going to be annoying, looking to possibly snipe the Mothership Core. They do. Now they're going to go in the main. Nothing here just yet. Immortal about to pop out, but those probes are pretty weak.
Yeah, he's going to find a lot of damage here.
5 probes going down, maybe get a 6th There he goes.
Nice.
He does trade 4 Stalkers for that.
And he did see all the production as well from MyuNSiK. He did see 8 gates. Didn't really stop him from going for that third base there. Deer still confident he can hold whatever's coming his way and doing even more economic damage with a second blink in.
It's a ton of damage, 11 probes. Gets Deer ahead 48 to 40 in probes. And this time only losing a Stalker and the Observer. MyuNSiK wants to chase, but it's not going to go well for him.
2 Colossi now on the map for Deer. He's getting a nice composition, especially what's coming his way. Gonna need maybe 1 more, as well as Thermal Lance. He's also gonna have his own charge lots as well. He's not in a bad position. Just cannot get caught out against this kind of composition.
Stargate. With the hallucination, I believe that MyuNSiK actually scouted the Colossi coming out here. Maybe he just takes a third base and tries to get out Tempest.
That could be the next step, Valdez. That wouldn't be a bad idea, especially against this composition.
Yeah, his third base is a bit later than Deer's, only halfway done, whereas Deer's finishes up.
Still, we're seeing a lot more warped in. Back at home from MyuNSiK. Still making Archons as well. Warp Prism on the map with 4 Zealots. Going to be colliding with the hallucination. Gives everything away. But did MyuNSiK see it? Sorry, did Deer see it?
Well, he's got some Stalkers moving back to catch it out, it seems. And we do see a Fleet Beacon, so it is going to be Tempest here out of MyuNSiK. They get scouted. Not sure exactly how, possibly an Observer. And this harassment force is still out on the map. Hasn't jumped into the main base yet.
Now, I wonder if this is going to be triggering Deer to make his move maybe a little bit earlier than he had planned. Now that he has seen the Tempest, like, okay, so you're going to try and go for that late game kind of counter build, counter army composition to my Colossus. If I move out now, maybe, just maybe I have enough.
Oh, but I like what MyuNSiK is doing. He's actually saving that harassment force for when Deer moves out.
That is the hardcore counterattack that's going to come his way if he leaves his base.
That is like a ton of units because he has a lot of gateways back at home, like nearly 10. So you can just drop with the 4, blink in with all the Stalkers, and warp in like 10 Zealots. But it does look like Deer has sensed something. And he is going to come back with those units still pretty far away. Warping in 4 Zealots, but here come the 4 of MyuNSiK. Does he warp in? Yes, he does. That's a huge amount of Zealots coming in the back now.
Doesn't look like... Oh, it does finally look like Deer will react to it with his main army. Pulling some back now. Colossi, Archon, and a bunch of Zealots.
2 cannons in the main are helping out with this a lot, but still getting a lot of damage done. And now Deer trying to fight against this with not his whole army, but it's more than enough.
Does find the rest of MyuNSiK's army.
And this will finally be cleaned up.
And that was actually a surprising amount of units that MyuNSiK lost. Yeah. And he is down considerably in supply from this. 50 supply down after that hardcore counterattack, as well as his army getting caught out. I don't think it even matters if he gets Tempest at this point. He's going to need a lot more on the ground.
What is happening with those Archons? They're trapped in between the buildings. What?
Oh, that is a sad moment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really hard to get out of as well. Because you're gonna have to kill. You're gonna have to kill like your Twilight or something. I mean, that'd be the cheapest building to kill at this point.
I guess possibly. I mean, they're gonna defend against this quite well.
I guess so.
The protectors of the main base.
Expensive cannons at this point. And this third base is completely exposed, completely already empty.
Yeah, it's not even mining.
It's evacuated. And MyuNSiK's going to give it up. He's going to rely on these Tempests to get everything done.
Link Stalkers, though, are threatening the Tempests. Already 4 Tempests out, and now it looks like Deer's putting down a Stargate of his own. Maybe after denying that third, just take a 4th and maybe go even double Stargate, possibly Tempest. Try to catch up. Maybe just 1 and add him into your army.
You could play catch up like that, for sure.
I mean, he's so far ahead in economy.
Yeah, you build your bank, you have your army just waiting, and you're still up like 40 supply on MyuNSiK.
Yeah, maybe you harass, but you know, some zealots or something, throw some supply away.
Ooh, dropping some time warp. Not getting too much done. Now he's going to drop in some zealots. Also a little bit wasted.
Well, it looks like Deer just wants to go for the attack, possibly. I feel like he should just deny the third base again.
Well, there's a second Stargate being added.
Yeah. So Deer is going to be trying to play catch-up here. Deny the third base, back off, saturate your fourth, get double Stargate Tempest. I think it's going to work out for him, man. We do see finally these Archons get picked up and moved out. It's definitely going to help in terms of MyuNSiK's army for the defense.
2 base to 4. Deer is in such a commanding position from here. I think it'd be almost impossible for him to lose unless he took just such a horrible fight. Do see some DTs added as well. But there is still an observer with Deer.
These Archons were picked up, but they were never transported out of the base. They're just sitting in the War Prism. I think maybe MyuNSiK forgot about it.
It's like even bigger of a waste now. There we go. He did just finally realize.
Okay. Now 2 Tempests at a time here for Deer. He's going to easily be able to catch up here. He's going to have a very strong army with those Tempests as well. He's got so many Archons in the mix. I think about 5, maybe even more at this point.
Massive Zealot counterattack. 15 Zealots going towards the natural of MyuNSiK at this point. While we do see 2 Tempests at a time, as he was saying, for Deer, he's got to catch up. That is exactly 5 from MyuNSiK, which is enough to one-shot a Colossus.
There's a siege on the 4th base of Deer while Deer sends in all of these Zealots at the natural.
Still, he warped in some DT, so it's going to clean it up eventually. Just how many probes are we going to see disappear from this natural? It looks like a lot, Valdez.
34 is a huge number, man. He was on 2 base with about 60 probes, and half of them just got wiped out. Those are the guys he was hoping to transfer to the 3rd base. That is going up for him.
Oh, and we might actually see a fight very momentarily. That is so many Archons. That's 10 Archons for Deer. And here we go.
Oh my God.
Massive battle about to unleash.
The Archons kind of getting stuck there. A really nice position from MyuNSiK's Tempest over that little hole. The DT's trying to come in, but they do get wiped out. GG is just called. MyuNSiK News too far behind. And Deer takes it. A quick 2-0 here.
And he's out of here.
Yeah, man.
Made quick work today. Much more refreshing play from Deer than what we saw in recent times.
Yeah, that's the Deer you would expect. The Deer we predicted to get out of the group. Whereas MyuNSiK, he surprised a lot of people getting up into the winner's match, taking out Rogue 2-0, but he will have to go to that final match. And we may see a bit of a rematch, possibly if Rogue gets out of his loser's match.
Quite possibly. First, it'll have to be Rogue up against Gumiho in the loser's